Demons are mentioned in most religious texts and even other ancient books throughout history. And most cultures since the dawn of man have some variations, whether that be evil spirits, the jinn, otherworldly beings, other gods. Even some believe aliens could perhaps be demons. But regardless of your beliefs, all of these things have some commonalities. But what are demons exactly, and where do they come from? Well, in this video, we'll discuss just that, as well as what is said in various texts regarding demons. But before we get started, be sure to like the video. It helps me out a lot and lets me know that you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Also, I ask if you're not, subscribe to the channel followed by the bell notifications so you never miss an upload. Now, religious practices themselves can be traced back to around 70,000 years ago, back when many believed in various gods and would worship and sacrifice for their crops, the sun, the rain, pretty much you name it. And although there aren't specific demons per se, there are these gods that people feared in a lot of the same ways. Then you have the Greek mythology. Though there's no exact known origins, many scholars believe that it stemmed and evolved from stories of the Minoan civilization of Crete at around 3000 to 1100 BCE. With this, you had Hades, the king of the underworld. Yet still no demons to this point, though some say Hades had sort of minions that were very demon-like. It really wasn't until about 11,600 years ago when an over 17-foot carving of the Sargeras idol was sculpted. This idol was discovered and revealed in Russia back in 1894. This predates most people's beliefs of evil up until that point. This was believed to be the hunter and gatherer's age of describing ancient evils. And now, the exact origin of which demons stem from is a bit all over the place. I mean, back in ancient Near Eastern religions and Abrahamic traditions, as well as medieval Christian demonology, mentions demons as harmful spirits or entities which can possess man. Then, in Western occultism and Renaissance magic, which stems from Greco-Roman magic, demons are said to be spirits or entities that can be controlled and conjured. Now, if we look into the Bible and Jewish texts, as well as the Lesser Keys of Solomon and the Grimoire, demons are disembodied spirits that have intelligence, will, and emotion. Their sole purpose is to inhabit physical beings, even animals. These texts state that there are many, that they are legion, evil, vicious, unclean spirits that are messengers for the devil, though not all seem to be evil. I mean, many demons in the Lesser Key of Solomon or the Grimoire are said to help those in need, and even give information to help those in danger. Even those that believe in the jinn say that not all are evil, and stories of jinn helping to save people during terrible disasters and times are recorded. But still, where do they come from? I mean, okay, they can essentially be dated back to the beginning of time. But what? Were they here before mankind? Sometime during? Right after? Well, there are many theories, but out of all the theories, we can pretty much narrow it down to 5 commonly believed theories that make sense. So let's get into those. Now, the first theory is the more biblical theory, that back when the war in heaven was happening and 3/4 of all angels were cast out for following Lucifer, this led to demons roaming the earth. The demons are angels that have been engulfed into the earth and perhaps have mutated over time, or due to God's shunning have become these evil, unclean beings. Their sole purpose is to spite God and go after mankind, the one thing he loves the most. Now, the second is that these are disembodied spirits. They were created by God before man, and somewhere along the lines, through God's judgment, were cast aside. Perhaps they had a physical body beforehand of some sort, and that's why they now have this desire to possess and reclaim some sort of physical form. The third is that Lucifer, or the devil, had created these spirits somehow. We know from religious texts that Lucifer had many gifts and powers, so perhaps he was able to create a form of spirit. This would explain their undying loyalty and soul connection to the devil, as well as to why they are hellbound on consuming mankind and tremble before God. I mean, Lucifer despises mankind and feels we are responsible for his cast out of heaven. These spirits would be entirely different creations, not from God, but from his favorite angel. Now, number 4 is the Jewish and even biblical perspective, that demons are spirits of Nephilim. These spirits wandered the earth after being wiped out. This would make sense as to why they would fear God and are unclean spirits. Nephilim were giants and abominations to God. This is why the Great Flood happened, to eliminate these unclean beings, made from man and angel. And lastly, number 5, which many argue is the most likely, is that demons are mankind, are souls being tortured or transformed into these unclean and evil beings. We aren't born evil, but as we all know, traumas can lead to some pretty evil humans. Now, imagine the type of trauma the devil could do to one's soul, and you can imagine how the soul could become these things. Add in the absence of God, and all hope seems lost. This explains almost every point of demons. They despise yet fear God, because they have felt his absence and feel they were cast into damnation. Yet fear him because they know of his wrath and capabilities. I mean, demons are intelligent, emotion-filled, and have a sort of will, just like mankind. Demons have the choice, which very few creations have, such as possession or leave. They can return, harm, or even help those they encounter. They seem to have knowledge beyond human understanding in some cases. They feel fear, and yes, they can appear emotionless while possessing. But fear, tremble, sympathy, understanding are all emotions. It also explains why demons want to possess and inhabit a physical form. Yes, it can be to damn the host to hell and try to claim the soul, but it can also be that they were once human, and therefore, they remember what it was like to have a physical body. Regardless of your exact religious beliefs, if you believe in demons in one way or another, you can agree that it's probably best to stay as far away as possible. And perhaps one day we will have an exact origin and understanding of these spirits or beings. But as always, I leave it up to you to decide what you think or believe. Join the discussion down in the comments and let me know your beliefs. Which of these 5 do you think is most likely where demons come from? Or even if you have your own theory or idea, I'd love to hear about it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit that like button for me. I really appreciate it. And lastly, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel followed by the bell notifications so you never miss an upload. Till next time.